My name is Patrick Finley. The date is Monday, May the 9th, 2022. I'm at the old historical Hudson Cemetery in Locust Fork. This is one of the oldest cemeteries in Blount County, close to 200 years old. After I do this video, I'm going to spend 2 or 3 hours trying to clean it up. It's just amazing how much these cemeteries can grow up over 6 months to a year. I'm just going to scan around some of the old graves. Many of these are anywhere from 150 to almost 200 years old. And I'm going to take a pause and I'm going to go to a few graves, and I'll be right back. This is the grave of General Gabriel Hanby. He was a member of the Constitutional Convention of Alabama from 1819. He was his first senator from Alabama, and he was a War of 1812 veteran. And it's hard to imagine this man actually was acquainted with General Andrew Jackson. And this is his grave, most of it original. This marker was put on quite a few years ago. But just imagine what history this man saw. And he died at a relatively young age, and he was friends with many of my ancestors, including some of the Hudsons, who are buried just a few yards away. I'm going to walk over to their graves. It's incredible how grown up this cemetery. I worked on it last year, me and several others, and it's incredible how quick it has grown up. This is the grave of my second and third great-grandparents. This is Elijah H. Hudson. He was born in 1795, died in 1839, War of 1812 veteran. And this is his wife, Nancy Robertson Hudson. And this is my fourth great-grandparents, William H. Hudson. He was also in the War of 1812. Father and son were both in the War of 1812. And just think of the history they saw when they were with General Jackson. A lot of these old soldiers got land grants and settled here in Blount County close to 200 years ago. I'm going to go over the bank here from the cemetery, and believe it or not, this is the original part of the original road. During the old pioneer days, it runs roughly a half a mile. It goes all the way. It originally went all the way to Bluntsville, and then it ends at a gate here on private property. But this was the original road, and still intact after all these years. But this Hudson Cemetery, it's a small cemetery, probably a couple acres or so, but a very historical cemetery. And as you can see, it's every year it grows up so quick. I try to get over here again 2 or 3 times a year to clean it up, and but hopefully we can keep this cemetery up for generations to come. And I'm going to take a pause and go to a couple other graves. I'll be right back. This is a grave of my great-great-grandparents' family, and his name was Robert L. Glasscock. He was in the Civil War. His nickname was James Christopher. Nobody knows how he got the nickname James Christopher, but most everyone called him JC. But he was in the Civil War, saw a lot of action, and his daughter, Judy, actually held me in her arms when I was about 1 year old. She lived to be almost 90 years old, died in the mid-60s, and it really boggles my mind to think that his own daughter held me in her arms. But so you can understand why I have a lot of sentimental thoughts about this cemetery, and one reason why I'm going to try to come over here several times a year and try to get it cleaned up. But anyway, I'm fixing to start to get to work, and I sure hope y'all enjoy this video, because this is a very historical cemetery, and hopefully we can keep it up for generations to come. Thank you.